Hello everyone. This is Dr. Dixon. I just want to let you know the doctor is in, and today this video that I'm going to send to you will be dealing with the silencing of the brain. I know it's an unusual topic, but as you listen, you're going to realize that it's very important that we silence our brain. And what I mean by the silencing of the brain, I mean the negative impulses of it, thought patterns associated with it, vibrations that resonate outwardly through our actions, choice of words, our reaction to what folks say or what other people's opinions are, and it always results in a negative display. So it's important to me, and I hope it becomes important to you, that you too will want to silence this display. I mean, we see it everywhere. You see it on the street corners, actions, and we ask the question why. We see it in the crime rates going up. Again, we ask the question why. We see it in even divorce rates, certainly divorce rates, because for some reason, one or either both couples say things and even do things that later on they regret. And they don't think. They think they're thinking, but they're not. They're not thinking at all. Because really what's happening is the unconscious thoughts manifest in acts that everyone can see. Was it the thought that did it, or was it just an involuntary act at a random moment of lack of decision? Well, we'll never know, but I do believe, and I firmly believe that we think things and that's the start of it, and then the acting out, that's the part that we see. No one ever have seen the thought. We all have them. No one ever have seen a dream except you. And it's something you can't prove, but certainly we know it's there. Certainly we know we dream, but can I prove what I dreamed last night? But I know and would take a vow under oath that I had a dream about this or that. And see, it's those kind of things that I'm talking about. Though they are unprovable, but we know they are facts. You can't go into court and prove it, but we know it happens. It's true. And we see it in the surveys. We see it in the number of dysfunctional people. And what we got to do, we got to try to silence that negative impulse. That negative impulse. And now, I want to say this, and it's somewhat of an apology in a way, because I want to say that if I offend anyone, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anyone based on their religion or their preferences as far as politics or whatever. But this is something that's not a Christian thing. It's an everybody thing. I chose today not to come from the pulpit, but just to meet you head on in front of. I'm not going to spiritualize this or put religion in it, though I'm duly qualified. But this is something that hits all of us, from the least to the greatest. It's an impulse. That's there. It's an innate thing that we're born with, that we're going to have to deal with from the cradle to the grave. So what are we going to do? My suggestion is that we silence the impulse. How we're going to silence it? Well, this is how. I must realize that my biases are out of control. I mean, my biases, they dictate what I say. They dictate how I feel. They dictate my opinion. It don't make no difference what it is. One day I like Obama. The next day I may not. One day I'm a satisfied Democrat. The next day, I'm disenfranchised and want to go to somewhere else. It depends on where we are that particular day. And that's bad. when a particular day can dictate the way I'm going to feel. Some folks say they change the shirt, put on a red shirt, they feel more passionate, or pink. Well, I don't wear pink. Some folks are like that. Colors do have a vibration, and that vibration make us feel a certain way. Look at the color of negligees, things like that. Look at the color of a valentine. Most of them are red or pink. I mean, who's ever seen a blue or a purple valentine or a green valentine? No, it's not the colors of passion. Well, it's the same thing about this here, silencing of the brain. It's just like, let's use the terminology of a computer. I have a password, and without my password, you can't log on. I am the administrator of my computer, and I choose what to delete. I may have other users, but I will set the limits on what they can do, amen, and what they can add or delete. Access can be denied based on me, my preferences. Well, it's the same thing when we're in this world. I mean, we have preferences, we have certain likes, certain dislikes, certain prejudices. Man, you don't even know the person, but I just don't have a problem with dark folk. You may not even know the lady, but I just have a problem with nappy hair. You know, these are biases, and everybody have them. Now, what we got to do is try to overcome them. When before we have been slaves to our passions and our emotions, now we got to learn how to become the master of our own fate and the master of our own emotions. Because that is the culprit. That's what gets us in trouble every time. I have 5 senses. Everybody knows this. What I see, what I hear, what I smell, what I taste, and what I feel have an impact on what I do. Again, there are the biases that contaminate that. Prejudice. Where do you think it comes from? Because I'm biased by the way I was raised or not raised. Biased by my community that I was brought up in. Biased by the neighbors. A one-race neighborhood certainly going to be different than a multicolored race or neighborhood. So what I've got to do, I've got to try to balance it out. Now life, that's what life is all about. You try to balance it out. Not too far to the right, nor too far to the left, but try to stay closer to the center. And this is what we want to try to do. We've got to try to solve this problem. Greatest problem of all, you know, and it's always had been one. It doesn't make what station of life I advance to. My biases go with me. Whether I'm a judge on the bench, prosecutor, or doctor, or lawyer, and I know they took an oath. We all take oaths. My God, how many promises have we made? I'm going to do this. I promise to love and obey. And through sickness and through health, for better or worse, till death. No, we were not going that far with anybody. All the other stuff, yes, we'll probably do it, but death, I don't know about that. I haven't done that yet. That's a new adventure that I'm not anxious to try. So, but of course, these biases, they're part of life. They're everywhere. Everything we do, there's a bias involved in it. I have a preference of what I wear. I have a preference over what you wear. You know, I can't see me, but I see you. Isn't it amazing how our eyeballs, they're set so they look out, but they never can look in. See, and that's where the problem comes in, because I can't see me like you can see me. I see you, you see me. So we both are in the same thing. Same thing. The lack of the ability to be able to look at myself, that leaves me at a gross disadvantage, because I don't have a clue who I really am. I don't know what you perceive. I have an idea in my brain, but it's a manufactured one of how people view me and what they think of me. Of course, when it comes to me, because I'm biased, I always think that everybody likes me, I'm smart, everybody's proud of me. And that probably may not be true. So this is the problem that we are suffering with, and we need to try to silence that. Silence that problem. Not in your brain, but mine. My impulses, my thoughts. And I think that I'm probably a conscious adult male, and I seem to be conscious, but most of us are subconscious and don't even know it. See, we're not sure. The decision that we make. That's why folks say the old cliche, "Let me sleep on it." You let me sleep on it, so I can really get down to the nitty gritty of it and try to figure this thing out. I had to sleep on it. See, because I'm really not conscious. Are they saying then that when I go to sleep, that's when I'm more conscious? That's why I got to sleep on it. Or even though I'm woke, but I'm not in full possession right now of all my faculties. But when I sleep on it, I have more at my disposal, and I can make a better decision. And most people do. I tell people when they're having problems in marriage counseling, they be throwing this kitchen sink, they hate each other to the uttermost, and I tell them, I said, listen, don't do nothing rash. I said, wait, just let 8 hours pass before you do anything. If you have to get away from around each other, that's fine. But let 8 hours pass. And you know what? Most of the time, after 8 hours have passed, your feelings have come back down, your emotions have come back down, your biases are getting in a tolerable rate, and things look a lot different then. See? That's when you're coming back in possession. You silencing those crazy thoughts that got you in the mess you in today. And a lot of y'all are listening to me. The reason you in the mess you in today, because of that loud screaming noise inside your head that you should have suppressed. But when we give vent to this, our emotions, our flesh, remember I told you about what I see, what I hear, what I smell, what I taste, and what I feel? When they get out of whack, my God, it always spells trouble, doom, chaos. I wish I had my 3 monkeys. I have in my pulpit. I have those little 3 figurines of the monkey, the one that says, "Sees no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil." My God, you know what? Those 3 monkeys got more sense than the average person. Because what they represent, each one of those monkeys, he can do all the other things that the other one do, but he concentrates on just one thing. Seeing no evil. The other one, one thing. Hearing no evil. And the other one thing. Speaking no evil. My, don't you know what a wonderful improvement could be made overnight in this community if people just practice just one of those. And you might say, well, the criminals would love that because the crime will escalate. We don't see it. Well, we apply the rule to them too. The same thing goes for them. If they would practice the criminals, there wouldn't be any criminals in the first place. Hearing no evil, speaking no evil. Right? That alone, doing that one thing, if a person can concentrate on that one character defect, because that's what they are, their character defects within me, they're within me. They're not in the community, it's in me. I'm part of the community. We all are parts of the community. We may not have broken the law, went to jail, up before the judge, anything like that. But when that man that do this stuff, his stuff is all over, it's out of control, where you are the fortunate one that you have learned to suppress and master your emotions. And I want to submit to you today is because of the imbalance of our emotions that get us in trouble every time. Trace back every mistake you ever made. it was emotional. Every bad decision you ever made, it was emotional. Had to do with your emotions. Rash act, anger, strife. You know? All of that is part of it. So, the coming of age then would mean that I mature to the point now where I don't let myself get off like that. I don't allow myself to drop down to the level of something external. The person that makes me mad is external. My strength is not based on external. That's my weakness. So I'm weak when I let you or someone else take me to an extreme. My strength is that I don't allow you to do that. I don't give you authority over me like that. And those thought impulses, because they're going to come, my flesh, my ego, my maleness, and all of that, feel like it's been threatened. The natural thing is to do like Popeye, get your can of spinach. Stand up for your rights. You know, or fight violence or whatever. No. See, that's that old thing. Still got a hold on you. And that's what we got to learn, try to silence. We got to practice it on a day-to-day basis. You don't have to be very intelligent to understand this. It's something that we voluntarily do on a day-to-day basis. That I will not submit to an external stimuli. I will not let something that not even part of me, that is foreign to me, that I have not vested into, control me like that. About choice, see. I'm programming my mind now to make the right choices. And I'm silencing that brain. Because, you know, it's two hemispheres, north and south. Now, I don't know which one of them the impulse comes from, but it comes. And believe me, it's a strong thing. And it hatches just like an egg, or bloom just like a flower. And when it blooms, it's very, very strong. And the bad part about it, and the most dangerous part about it, it's a silent process. When you silence is a powerful thing when it's done at the right time. You see how silent it is now? Powerful thing. It gives you your chance to think before you act. If we could just learn to do like that monkey that said, speak no evil. Someone trying to push us or force us to make a decision. Get silent. And you'll be able to think. Your blood and everything will slow down and won't be heated. You'll be able to think better. That's a sign of control also. If you can do that, you're well ahead in the silencing of the brain. Like I told you, or if I haven't told you, this is too deep a subject for us to be able to draw it all out in one time. But I will be back, I promise you, with some more videos, and we'll talk about this again. Like I said again in closing, I chose not to preach because we've been preached to too much. We need talking to. I need to talk to you, you need to talk to me. I need to take the time and tell you, don't do it. I need to take time to you and say the old adage, WWJD, what would Jesus do? If you're Christian. And if you're not a Christian, what would be the best thing to do? Same thing. Same thing. And what it means is that you have silenced the negative impulses of your brain. People in prison behind that stuff, y'all. Many prisons are full. They call crimes of passion. See? And things like that. So today, I thank you for viewing in, and we'll be coming back with more videos in the days to come. Thank you.